in the state of New Jersey to win 3. It's time to celebrate. Here's our next match at 140. It is Mark Worthy, 35-0 from Central, taking on Donnie DeFilippis of New Providence with a mark of 21-0. So once again, 2 undefeated wrestlers meet in this final at 140, and Worthy from Central is in the red, DeFilippis in the green and white. Dana Ronzaville is the referee for this match at 140 pounds.
Worthy with an underhook. Try to work a front-handed arm from there. As they go off.
Of course, Rich, the Worthy name synonymous with great wrestling coming from New Jersey.
Absolutely.
His brother Maurice, outstanding wrestler at Central, was a New Jersey champ and now has gone on and started Army.
He had a great freshman year, qualified for the NJSIAA title. DeFilippis with a little shrug will try to convert for a takedown. Referees look at each other and say, nope, no control. Worthy dives in on a shot. Can't get to it. Worthy reaching around, trying to spin, controlling the head. DeFilippis breaks free, tries a shot of his own, can't get to it though.
No score here with 54 seconds to wrestle at 140 pounds. Worthy was a champ back in '96 at 112 pounds.
Little duck under by DeFilippis, gets behind Worthy. Supporting points are down, 2 points for DeFilippis. Right away goes for the legs. Worthy tries to sit through as they go off the mat. No change in control.
Rich, good look at DeFilippis, who was just a junior. He was second at 112 pounds back in 1996. You figure he and Worthy, both juniors, a lot more New Jersey wins for both of these 2 wrestlers down the line.
DeFilippis throws the legs in. Worthy trying to sit through on it, come out for a reversal. He gets behind, picks up the reversal. So nice job by Worthy of getting out of the legs.
So we're all tied up, 2-2, as time will expire here in this first period. I'll tell you what, that's got to be a little, almost a throw, a headlock there as they go off with 1 second to go. And that's got to be a little demoralizing for DeFilippis, knowing that you gave up that reversal in the final 10, 12 seconds of the first period.
Yeah, you never want to give up those late points. You kind of let the guy back in the match. It's a big advantage when you're up 2-0, 3-0 going to the second period.
But here it's 2-2. New Providence coaching staff looking on as DeFilippis will have to come off the bottom here in this second period as we are tied at 2. And that's tough. Donnie DeFilippis couldn't post with the arm, and his head goes right to the mat. Now he's able to post a little bit and break that fall.
Worthy riding in the crotch and forearm. Try to bring DeFilippis to his back. Has the arm sucked in nice. Rides in the crotch. If he can't do anything, they'll have to change off. I'm sure the officials won't let him ride there.
Nope,
there's a stalemate.
Good look at Patrick Lynch, the head coach of Central, wearing the black shirt on his knees. As we are tied 2-2 with Mark Worthy and Donnie DeFilippis. DeFilippis looking for back points if he can complete the move.
Nice job by Worthy by staying with it, only allowing an escape.
So DeFilippis does get the neutral, and he leads by a score 3-2. Look at this.
Worthy in on the leg, and he just gets elevated by DeFilippis, almost gets caught on his back. Worthy does a nice job of coming belly down, only giving up an escape there. Could have been a big move for DeFilippis.
Well, we have 1:49 to wrestle, but the clock is moving, so they may have to reset that time. Oh, that's injury time running there. Okay. DeFilippis, good look at him, is on his way to North Carolina. That's where he'd like to wrestle.
Looks like he might have jammed his thumb. in that maneuver. And get some ice on that. Sure that's not going to stop him, though. Just numb it a little bit and get back out there.
And DeFilippis was, as we mentioned, second back in 96, 112 pounds, and Worthy, well, he was a champ at 112 back in 96, so they met in that 96 final. Looks like a rematch, just 2 years revisited.
Worthy in a single switches to a double. Try to get behind DeFilippis. Has to bring him to the mat. Now Worthy has a half Nelson, but he can't control the hips of DeFilippis. DeFilippis tries to jump over, but Worthy is able to stay with it, and he picks up a takedown of his own, still has the half Nelson in. Just gotta be careful he doesn't jam that against the joint. He'll get stopped for potentially dangerous.
And there's the call. But now 4-3 for Worthy, as he picks up a takedown here with 44 seconds to go, and Central coach Pat Lynch has to like that.
Worthy riding in the crotch. Gotta be careful he doesn't get elevated again. Trying to pick DeFilippis off the mat.
Well, there's the neutral. And that ties up the score 4-4 here in the second period as DeFilippis now is back even again with Worthy with 20 seconds to go. And DeFilippis is trying to block off, missed on a shrug there, and now with pressure on the front head and arm, it is Worthy, and we get a stalemate with just 10 seconds to wrestle. Both wrestlers kind of content to let this one wind out.
And don't want to do anything stupid in the final 10 seconds. Take this one to the third period. Tied at 4.
And that's the way we have wrestled through 4 minutes. Just 2 more minutes to go here in our final at 140 pounds with Mark Worthy of Central in the red, tied with Donnie DeFilippis from New Providence. And they're going to start injury time one more time. Well, Worthy was the favorite coming in here, and right now it is 4-4. But you look at his credentials, Worthy a 3-time District 24 champ and a 3-time Region 6 champ. We'll take a time. Well, they're going to let him come out? Yes, they are. So we are set to continue. 2 minutes on the clock. We're ready for third period action here, and it looks like DeFilippis is going to let him out. Looked like Worthy was going to take more injury time, but we're ready to go for third period action. 5-4 is the score now, as Worthy has the escape to start the third period. DeFilippis doing a nice job, wants to shrug there, and Worthy reaching back for that right leg.
DeFilippis with the shot. Can't get it. Both wrestlers on their knees. Worthy controlling the elbows as DeFilippis tries to roll through, almost gets stuck on his back, but he's able to come free. Now he tries a little short duck as they go off the mat. The action starts to pick up a little bit here in the final period.
That's the sign of a good referee, too. He didn't go for any swipes because he realized that DeFilippis was really making the offensive move. He was going to give him that second if he could roll back or not, and he did.
DeFilippis with an underhook. He's got to be careful he doesn't get dumped there. Stalemate.
That really shows you how strong DeFilippis is, because when you're really out of position and you still control the tie and able to roll back through without giving up anything, that really means something.
Another injury time, this time taken by DeFilippis. Looks like he's holding his wrist again. We'll throw some more ice on that, numb it up a bit.
Well, as they work on DeFilippis, let's run down our champions. Tom Noto was our champ at 103 pounds from South River. The champion at 112 was Joe Alexander from Delsey Regional. Albert Ruiz won by a fall at 119 to take home the hardware at 119. Micah Khan, the champ at 125. John Berenza, the champion at 130 from Voorhees. And at 135, James Laval, a 3-time champ. That brings us to 140 pounds, third period action, 56 seconds to wrestle, and it's a 5-4 match with Mark Worthy of Central Regional out front. Stalemate. I'll come back to center.
DeFilippis swiping at the feet of Worthy.
Not really a good idea to take a shot from that far away, is it?
No, but you know he's got to get busy. He's trying to not really trying to get a takedown there, but trying to set something up. Now Worthy's got to be careful, and there's the stall warning. He's just blocking off. Tries to drag DeFilippis, but he's going to run out of mat room.
So 28 seconds to wrestle. DeFilippis is down by a point, but Worthy already has a stall call against him, so Worthy cannot go on the defensive.
DeFilippis takes a shot from outside, almost gets spun on. Tries a limp on, but Worthy now on a single. DeFilippis counters with a whizzer. DeFilippis has to go offense from there. He can't just block. He's around the waist of DeFilippis. Either step in front for a trip. Can't block off there.
Looks like Worthy's got to hang on, and he will. A 5-4 win for Mark Worthy of Central Regional, and he is your champ at 140 pounds. A 1-point victory for Mark Worthy, a champ at 112 back in '96, is a champ this year at 140 pounds. We'll be back in a moment.
City having their arm raised. Mark Worthy has had that throat twice, a two-time state champion. How does it feel?
It feels pretty good. I knew everything would be all right because God is in control. I just prayed before I went out there and wrestled. Whatever happened, happened.
You seem like you were in control most of the match. Did you feel that way?
Yeah, I think it's time for a new pair of shoes. My shoes ripped in the bottom, and I couldn't have no grip. So that's why I took injury time. Try to wet them and get some grip. But I thought I could win it, so I just went after it.
Confident and victorious, Mark Worthy, a two-time state champion. Mick, back to you.
All right, Mark, it must be the shoes, Morris. It must be the shoes. So Mark Worthy is your champion at 140 pounds. We are set for our next